Well, hello there, Scorpio. It is so good to see you again. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here. Today, we are doing your mid-November reading. So this is good for now until mid-December. So good for the next 4 to 5 weeks. We'll take a look at the overall energies with the Oracle cards, and then we'll move to the Tarot for more details. And if you're enjoying the content that I create or resonating with the message, I'd really appreciate it if you would consider like, commenting, or subscribing. I really do appreciate all of your support. All right, well, Scorpio, let's see what we have here. Wasp spirit. Sometimes life stings, okay, and joy is fun. Okay, so I feel like there's a situation that's maybe on the horizon, understanding that sometimes a life does sting. Little things come in to either annoy us or sting us, okay, whatever. But at the end of the day, you can take a look at this in a loving way, and to move forward in a much more joyous way. Sometimes those things that sting us, okay, help us to be more grateful for the things that don't. That's kind of an interesting message. Okay, so let's see what we have here. Yes, you have had some really spiritual readings lately, and this one definitely is. So let's see what we have here. We're going to take a look at your present energy, your area of resistance or obstacle, and then also your advice from spirit. So let's see what we have here. Now on the bottom we have flexible, and we have happy, and we have divine timing. I like that, something here, okay, that is, as long as you're staying flexible and not wanting something to be exactly the way that you want it, like allowing there to be a little bit flexibility. There's a lot of happiness in this situation. And then under here we have the Death card, your energy, and the Empress, with the Ace of Swords. Really ending, transforming, let's say transforming, understanding a certain truth about yourself in order to build the life that you are really wanting. So the Empress energy is, building new businesses, building new lives, nurturing, perhaps adding to your family, that energy of just building, of creating things in your life that are more in alignment with who you are and who you are wanting to become. Really lovely energy. Okay, so let's see what we have here. We have the Fates and we have the Queen of Swords. So the Fates, the Fates means that this situation, okay, whatever this is fated. It's on your path for a reason. A Queen of Swords is, the energy of seeing clearly that this is on your path. Or I also feel like for some of you, the Queen of Swords could be perhaps an air sign that you're dealing with, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. So let's see what we have here. Yeah, Death card again. Okay, so there's some ending, but it's really your energy, transforming. I want to say transforming the way that you are working, or your work in general. Seeing clearly that what is really fated for you as you move forward. It could be that, let's take, because it seems a little bit like, you have a lot of, there's not a lot of pentacles, except we just got some, but there's this energy of your life is changing, like something happens, okay? And it's, I'm not saying it's a tower moment, but something happens. It could be a conversation. It could even be where you kind of maybe lose your job, or you have a financial setback of some sort, but what it does is it puts you on this fated path to see that you weren't on your fated path. It's kind of like, okay, I can redirect my emotions, my time, my energy, my love in a different direction. You see how the Queen of Swords is sitting on a hot air balloon? It's almost as if you're you have this very high level of seeing ahead, seeing the horizon, right? And I think that, you're sitting there, you're seeing the horizon, you kind of know where you want to go, and then this sting happens, something happens. It's not life-threatening or anything like that, right? It's not necessarily a tower moment. It's just kind of like something happens, okay, while you're sitting on this hot air balloon, and then suddenly you're kind of like, oh, wait a minute. It almost like it wakes you up to what's really important in your life so that you can get refocused. You could have been sitting on the hot air balloon and just kind of like looking out on the horizon and kind of enjoying everything, right? And then a wasp comes along and stings you, and you're kind of like, oh, wait a minute, I better wake up and look out the telescope and see where I'm going and get directed again, right? And I feel like that is part of what you're doing. And it could be in your career and money sector. So you could have had a little bit of a financial setback or something like that. You got a bill that was bigger than you expected, or something, has occurred. Your car broke down, and now all of a sudden you have to pay to have your car fixed, right? And it's kind of like, okay, wait a minute. I thought I was doing okay with my finances, but maybe, you open your bank account and you're like, wait a minute, I have to get back to work here. I have to get refocused on what it is that I'm doing. For some of you, it could have to do with your health, okay, because of the pentacles. It could have to do with your health. You may have had a little bit of a health scare, right? And you're kind of like, okay, wait a minute, I have to get refocused. I have to get back on track, eating properly, drinking my water, getting some exercise, knowing that when you get refocused in your life, you're going to be able to have more fun. I feel like you kind of like just got distracted. It's like this energy of, I got distracted. I put down the telescope. I was looking out. I was enjoying everything. But then I lost track of what direction I want the balloon to go in. So let's take a look at what your area of resistance or your obstacle is. Now we have the King of Swords, okay? So the King of Swords is somebody that is very kind of stubborn, okay? And so this is your obstacle, your area of resistance. We have breathe, and then we have the King of Swords. The King of Swords does not breathe. The King of Swords does not meditate. The King of Swords is too caught up in his head, right? I feel like that's the message here. You could have gotten a little bit too distracted, too caught up in your head about another situation, right? And then it's kind of like, oh my goodness, I've got to breathe. I've got to refocus myself. What am I doing here? And I really like this, Now, the King of Swords could be also this energy of you wanting something specific at a certain day, on a certain time, right? And it's once again this energy of being flexible, understanding that the divine will bring in what is the best for your highest good, Hermit energy. Yeah, I feel Empress again, and then the Fool card and the Hanged Man. So once again, the Empress is coming out. It's about going in a new direction, seeing something. I feel like you're seeing something for the first time in a different perspective, okay? So, you could have had this sting or whatever. You could have been all caught up in what the sting was and all of that and lost your focus or whatever. But it's almost this energy of it's given you a different perspective of what life is about in this situation, in your work, in your career, right? In a relationship. It's almost like, okay, now I can refocus myself because I've gained, this sting had to come along almost in order to give you a different perspective of how to proceed so that you can bring this fun in. Really, it's, I'll share a story. Okay, so my car, I try to take really good care of my car. And I had tires that were okay, but I was trying to get them to last like another month or two. And I don't drive that much because I was going on a road trip. And so I was kind of like, oh, I just want like another month or two so I can get new tires before the trip, right? I don't know why. But anyway, that was my thinking, okay? And then one day I hop in my car to go to the grocery store or something, and I got a nail in my tire, okay? And I got a flat tire. And so luckily, I called one of my friends and she came and got me, and, we got the tire fixed and everything. But when I got the car to the tire store said, you really do need new tires. It was kind of like I was trying to put that off, right? It's one of those things, right? I was just trying to put it off. And they were like, you really do need new tires. I knew needed new tires. It wasn't like they were trying to sell me something I didn't need, right? I knew I needed new tires. I was just trying to kick the can down the road just a little bit. I feel like that's what this sting is. It's kind of like it comes in to wake you up to the fact, you know what you need? You need new tires. You really do need new tires. And it's kind of like I was really, there's this sense that I was honestly grateful that I had that nail because it forced me into getting the new tires, right? And then I didn't have to worry about, well, when am I going to get new tires before, the trip or anything like that. It was kind of like the universe was kind of like, listen, you need new tires. And I got a nail and I had a flat tire, but it was all fine, right? But it could have been something worse, right? And I feel like that's what this sting is. It kind of like shows you, it gives you like a little wake up call, so that you can get realigned with the direction that you're wanting to go in, right? You have the Hermit, the Six of Cups, and the Ten of Wands. I think you're finally putting down some burden that you may have gotten distracted with, putting down the burden of, perhaps with the Six of Cups, a family situation or something like that, or, home, hearth, something like that. You got a little distracted. And now it's time to get realigned, because your advice here is to have the patience to listen to your intuition. It's almost as if you may have been a little bit like me, kind of like, well, I can just wait another month to get the tires, right? and it's kind of like, no, whatever this is, it's like get back in touch with your intuition. Yeah. Yeah, so, healing, moving on from something that is toxic, knowing it's time to start fresh. It's time to start fresh. It's time to get refocused. You have the Chariot card, could be dealing with a Cancer. You have the Magician card here. It's kind of like, okay, it's what am I going to choose? There's too much floundering. It's kind of like, if you're not sure what direction to go in, you're the Queen of Swords, it's kind of like, listen to your heart, take the time to just listen to your heart. Go back into your intuition. All right, so let's take a look here at your Soul Truth card. In Scorpio, I do personal readings, so if you're interested, the link is in the description box below, and I'd really be honored to do a reading for you. Okay, am I afraid to be seen? The world doesn't want you to hold back any longer. Time to shine your unique light on the world. You were made from love, and from love you are whole. There is no more hiding. There is no more shame. There is only truth. Live naked and free. And I feel like that's what this sting is doing. It's redirecting you to what it is that your purpose is here. You have the Empress card twice. I can't find the other one, but we have the Empress card twice. It's this energy. You are here to build something. To nurture something that is based on your love and light. And it's time for you to transform, to get a little bit more refocused on this and to step into your truth. Really lovely energy, Scorpio. All right, well, I'm going to leave it there. I wish you much love and light, and I really appreciate all of your support through liking, commenting, and subscribing, and I hope to see you again really soon. Bye for now.